Hello everybody and welcome back to Spanish with An Academy. One of the most common questions I get from my students is the difference between tú and usted. So I decided to do this video and clarify the differences. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and download the An Academy language app. Okay, so ponte cómodo, saca tu libreta and let's get started. Empecemos. Okay, so you and usted, they're both used the same way you use the singular you in English, except in Spanish we have to choose one or the other, because one, you will use it when you address people that you want to show respect to, and the other one is just more casual. Learning how to use them both is actually quite easy, as all you need to do is to swap the pronoun and just use a different conjugation that you already know. The hard part is knowing when to use formal and when to use informal, as using the wrong could be embarrassing or even rude, and it will depend on the culture. So let's start by learning how to conjugate them both, okay? If you've been following Spanish with An Academy, then you already know that there are three types of infinitive verbs in Spanish, okay? The ones that end with AR, the ones that end with ER, and the ones that end with IR. Well, each of these is conjugated slightly different, so to conjugate them in the tú person, you must remove the last two letters and add a different ending. I will leave it in the screen. So for verbs that end in AR, you would use AS. For verbs that end in AR, you would remove the last two letters and change it to AS. Okay, verbs that end in ER or IR, you would remove the last two letters and change it to ES. For example, admirar, to admire. Tú admiras. Pertenecer, to belong. Tú perteneces. Decidir, to decide. Tú decides. Okay, so before we do anything else, I think it's time for our daily practice on the An Academy language app, so let's do it, shall we?
Ready to practice? Let's reinforce our Spanish with some key exercises.
Okay, we need to complete this sentence here. So let's see.
Tardes. Buenas tardes. Un helado, por favor.
Now we need to match the following. We have friend,
Amigo. Americano.
water,
Agua.
friends.
Amigos. ¿Dónde está mi pasaporte?
Okay, complete the sentence.
Gusto. Mucho gusto. Yo soy mexicana.
Perfect. Now we need to match the following here. So we have, we need to make short sentences or short phrases. So let's see. Buenos,
Buenos días.
muchas,
Muchas. Gracias.
por,
Favor.
and buenas.
Buenas tardes. ¿Dónde está mi pasaporte?
Okay, so true or false? The person in the audio is saying hello to his teacher.
Vale adiós, profesor. Vale adiós, profesor.
Saying goodbye. Okay, translate to Spanish. My family is American.
Mi familia es americana.
Perfect. We need Americana because we have familia, both feminine. Okay, el padre, la madre.
Padre.
Okay, translate to Spanish. Okay, and coffee and an ice cream, please.
Disculpe, un café y un helado. Gracias. Vale, un café y un helado, por favor. Vale, un café y un helado, por favor.
Now translate. Oh no, we need to fill in the blanks.
Ella es mi madre.
Now we need to translate this sentence. My friend is Mexican. How will you say that in Spanish?
Mi amiga es. Mi amiga es mexicana.
Okay, now translate this. ¿Dónde está la mesa?
¿Dónde está la mesa?
Okay, we have so many options here. Good, I got my Danish straight, so now we can continue with our video and learning. Okay, now how to conjugate usted. Conjugating in the usted person is quite easy if you already know how to conjugate verbs in the third person singular, él or ella, and you do. So all you need to do is to use the pronoun usted and the conjugation of the third person singular. Okay, these are the general rules. If the verb ends in AR, then you remove the last two letters and just add an A. If the verb ends in ER or IR, as well, remove the last two letters and just add an E. Okay, for example, admirar, to admire. Usted admira. Pertenecer, to belong. Usted pertenece. Decidir, to decide. Usted decide. Okay, very good. Now you know how to conjugate these two forms. Now let's see when to use each of them. When to use tú, informal. Of course, the people you should feel most comfortable using tú with are your friends or your family members, anyone that you feel you have a close relationship with. But there is to say that in some countries, in Latin America for example, or even in some states here in Mexico, people would use usted to show some respect to elderly family members, a grandmother or mother for example, so just watch out for that, okay? You can generally use tú to refer to your friends, classmates, parents, siblings, cousins, children, colleagues, animals, strangers. Well, strangers if they are your age or younger, right? If they're older, then you would not use it. Okay, now when to use usted. For older adults or older strangers, superiors, for example at work or at your school, for bureaucratic situations, or probably your clients or anybody you would like to show some respect or that you would like to show some distance. When in doubt, stick to formal pronouns. In most situations, it will be less embarrassing to be extra formal than to be a bit too casual. Plus, if the other person is comfortable with informal, they will let you know. Okay, let's do some practice. I'm going to tell you some sentences and I want you to tell me in the comments if I was using tú or usted, shall we? Okay, let's start. Hola señora, buenos días. ¿Cómo está hoy? Hola señora, buenos días. ¿Cómo está hoy? Abuelita, ¿cree que va a llover hoy? Abuelita, ¿cree que va a llover hoy? ¿Has visto la nueva película que salió este fin de semana? ¿Has visto la nueva película que salió este fin de semana? ¿Podría recomendarme un lugar para comer aquí cerca? ¿Podría recomendarme un lugar para comer aquí cerca? Me avisas si cambias de planes, ¿vale? Me avisas si cambias de planes, ¿vale? Okay, that's a wrap for today's lesson. I hope you guys have enjoyed the difference between tú and usted and that you start practicing now. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also share this video with a friend or somebody that is learning Spanish. Subscribe to Spanish with An Academy, download the An Academy language app, and just enjoy your Spanish learning journey. Yo soy Lorena, this is Spanish with An Academy y nos vemos a la próxima. Adiós.